On this video, we are going to do a little bit more about trigonometry equation, particularly trigonometry equation that looks like this one and that one. Okay, I'm going to show you how we solve equation of this type, and then you're going to be able to do all the questions that I gave you for homework. Okay, so when you do trigonometry equation of this type, you're going to have basically two of them. Okay, so you're going to have equation that looks like this. So it's going to be something like a number multiplied by sine alpha plus or minus another number multiplied by cos alpha, theta, and that is equal to a constant. Okay, the constant could be any number. Okay, negative number, square root, fraction, decimal, anything. Okay, same for this one. Okay, so the other equation, which looks similar to this one, starts with cos. Okay, so we're going to have a number multiplied by cos theta plus or minus another number multiplied by sine theta, and that is going to be equal to, again, some constant. Okay, so if you have a situation like this, okay, so we are going to transform this equation into something that looks like this one. Okay, so that is very, very important to know. Okay, so I want you to highlight this. If you are, copying this in your book, I want you to highlight this. So we're gonna go from here to here. If you have, obviously a situation like this one. But if you have something like this one, in which the equation is start, with cos, then we're gonna transform this equation into something that looks like this one. Okay, so. Okay, so the difference between these two is that if you start with sine, then you're going to start here also with sine. And if you had cos, then you're going to have cos in here. Okay, and the other important difference is that in here, if you have sine plus or minus, then in here you're going to have sine theta plus or minus. So that means that sine will preserve, the operation. So if this is addition, then in here you're going to have addition. If you have take away in here, then you're going to have take away here. However, if you are having an equation like this, in which the equation starts with cos, then you're going to see that if you have plus or minus, in here you're going to have the other way around. So you're going to have minus plus. So that means that if this equation is addition, in here you're going to have subtraction. If in here you have subtraction, in here you're going to have addition. Okay, so you need to be very, very careful and make sure that you look at the equation very, very carefully, so then you can do the right substitution. Okay, now in here we have a sine theta plus or minus alpha. Okay, so that means that there are two things that we need to find. So we need to find some expression for a, and we need to find another expression for alpha. Okay, C is coming from here. Okay, so we don't need to find anything about C. So C is a constant, and that is given. All right. Okay, so it is very easy to show that A is equal to the square root of A squared plus B squared. Okay, that is always the case. So A is simply the square root of A squared plus B squared. And alpha is the inverse 10 of the absolute value of B on A. Okay, so now is when you need to be careful again, because in here, if you have, let's say, minus 3, in here you're going to put, you can put the minus 3 over whatever the number you have in here, but make sure that in here you have always a positive number. All right, so in here I'm going to go through these two examples. Okay, so let's say that we have this equation. 3 sine theta plus 5 cos theta is equal to 1. All right. Let's see. I'm going to bubble this and this. So I want you to do the same in your book if you are, writing this. Okay, so solution. Solution for the first one. Solution first one. So we have 3 sine theta plus 5 cos theta equal to 1. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is to find what a is equal to. So we know that a is equal to the square root of 3 square plus 5 square. Okay, and that is equal to the square root of 34. Okay, so we already know that a is equal to the square root of 34. Now we need to find the answer for alpha. Okay, so alpha is the inverse tan of the absolute value of b on a. So we're going to say that alpha is equal to the inverse tan of 5/3. So we don't need to put the absolute value because, well, in here we got positive 5 and positive 3. So we're going to say simply 5/3. Okay. All right, so then solving this equation is equivalent to solve the following equation. So we have the answer for a, so we're going to set up the new equation. So it's going to be a square root of 34, and then in here we have sine theta plus alpha. Okay, and that is equal to positive 1. All right, so let's see what we've done so far. Okay, so firstly we find the answer for a, which is equal to the square root of 34, and also we've found, the answer for alpha, which is equal to the inverse tan of 5/3. Okay, and then we substitute these two values into, the equation that we have in here, and that becomes, a square root of 34 sine theta plus alpha equal to 1. Okay, this one is coming from here. Okay, and then we're going to divide by a square root of 34. So then we're going to have sine theta plus alpha is equal to 1 over the square root of 34. All right, so we're going to continue on this side. Okay, so therefore we can say that, by the way, you can see that this is a positive number, right? So that means that the solution for this equation, okay, the solution for this equation are coming from this quadrant and that quadrant where sine is positive. Okay, sine is positive in the first and second quadrant. Okay, so we gotta keep that in mind, because now we're gonna write the answer. So we're gonna say that theta plus alpha is equal to the inverse sine of 1 over a square root of 34. Okay, so that is my solution from the first quadrant. And comma, the solution from the second quadrant, I'm going to write it down here. So it's going to be 180 minus the inverse sine of 1 over a square root of 34. Okay. Now we can substitute alpha now. So we're going to say that theta is equal to, well, we have to move this across, so it's going to be minus alpha. So it's going to be minus inverse tan of 5/3, and then plus inverse sine of 1 over a square root of 34. Okay, and then comma is going to be the other one, minus 1 minus inverse tan 5/3, so that is the value of alpha, and then plus 180 minus inverse sine of 1 over a square root of 34. Okay, now we're gonna put those number in the calculator. So I'm gonna go and grab my calculator. Okay, so let's put this number in the calculator. So we have negative inverse 10 of 5 over 3, and then plus inverse sine of 1 divided by the square root of 34. Okay, that will give me, so we have a negative negative degree, so it's negative 49 degrees 9 minutes and 40.615 seconds. Okay, so that is the answer coming from here, from the first expression. Now we're gonna find the answer from the second expression. Okay, so we're gonna write it below here so you can see on your video, and then we're gonna have, let me see, so we got negative inverse 10 of 5 over 3 plus 180 degrees, and then minus inverse sine of 1 divided by the square root of 34, close bracket, and then I have 111 degrees 5 minutes and 19.66 second. Okay, so therefore the solution for the very original question is theta is equal to negative 49 degrees 9 minutes and 40.615 second, and the other one is 111 degrees 5 minutes and 19.66 second. All right, so these are the two answers for this question. Okay, now you can find the solution for this equation by doing exactly the same step, and that is going to be your practice exercise. Okay, and then you can do all the other questions from your homework. Okay, so